So the passenger bank, which didn't have any issues. This one lifter had that mark on it. The rest of them have a normal wear mark. But you can see the surface hardening is still intact. It's just more of a polished look. And this one has the surface hardening gone off the roller. Strangely, or not strangely, it's the one that fits the loosest in the lifter tray of this entire bank. It actually wiggles in there. The fronts all just have a normal polished look. Surface hardening is still intact, but you can see where the cam's riding. None of the lobes are worn out except for this one. See it down in there. Starting to kind of wear away. And what happens is momentarily, while this lifter is but a few thousandths wiggly, the cam will true it straight, but even if it's off a little bit, the cam presses on it and it's sideways. And if you put a roller sideways on something, it's going to wear something out. Now, it's obviously that's a dramatic look, but if you're not rolling it perfectly straight and it's not perfectly true, you'll prematurely wear out stuff like this, and you'll see it. And this is the only lifter in the entire set of all cylinders that looks like that. And when you feel it, you can feel that it's got a roughness to it. So the surface hardening's gone on that. Surface hardening on the cam is starting to get worn out. And it's because these two objects want to roll straight and true on each other. And even if they're off by, 10 thousandths or less, as far as like not being true in the tray itself or the truing device, if it's cocked a little bit, when the cam comes around, like I said, it'll true it straight, but in the meantime, it kind of grinds it until it straightens up, if that makes sense. But yeah, really weird that that's like the loosest one. And I mean like jiggling this way. I don't care about this, because when it sits in the actual lifter holes and then you bolt the tray down, you won't get any of this movement. But the tray itself does not clamp the lifter right here correctly and to maintain it true and straight on these flat spots. And you can actually kind of see on the flat spots that they're starting to wear on one side rather than this side. See how it's more polished on this side? That means that the lifter is facing this way and then being trued, so it's polishing it. Let's see if we see the same thing on this side. Yeah, more of the same. So the lifter sits a little bit cockeyed. The cam trues it every rotation, and eventually the surface hardening wears. And Cat figured this out in the early 90s with the 3406 model. And I thought it was really funny that everybody's got 1,000 theories on the Hemis and why they have problems with their lifters. And the LS as well. The LS is a little bit less prominent, and obviously if you have lifter collapsing issues, that is not a problem with what we're seeing here, these wear issues. If you have a lifter collapsing issue, that's an internal problem to the lifter, so that has nothing to do with this truing function of the tray and being jiggly in here. But what Cat did was make a more robust truing device for their lifters so that they wouldn't do that anymore. It was actually a mandated update for all their lifters and all their engines to come in for this because they were worried about longevity. So that's another perspective on the hemi lifter problem. Unfortunately, Dodge, Mopar, they're not necessarily concerned with longevity like Caterpillar, where they're concerned with every single meticulous little material fatigue problem that an engine has, because truckers are going to put, there's trucks out there with 4 million miles on them, and if they're replacing lifters every 100,000 miles, you're not going to get very many truckers that are going to buy a Cat engine, because those guys will do 100,000 miles in a month. So that's just some alternate viewpoint on the hemi lifter problems that I've noticed.